Today I'm going to do a short demo on how to set up an integration between your Git repo, your Travis build pipeline, and a created DigitalOcean instance. Now, the way we are going to do it is we are going to create a DigitalOcean instance, set it up with a passwordless SSH login, and then once your build is done, take your artifact or your zip or your bundle, however you call it, from the Travis instance, copy it over to your DO instance. Okay, so let's start with a droplet. I will create a CentOS 7.5 instance at the lowest hardware since I don't really need it to run any production grade applications. I don't need any backups right now. The New York data center is fine. I will add one of my SSH keys. I don't really care about the name right now, and let's create this. So while this is creating, let me walk you over a bit of the code. So this is the repo. This is the code in the repo. I'll share the link to the repo in the description below. Now it's a fairly simple repo. It doesn't really have much. It just has one index file in which I have two endpoints. One says hello world, the other echoes out a string. I have a travis.yaml file which I need for my Travis integration. It has a bunch of things over here. It has this IP address which I will get now from my DO instance, and I'll replace it over here. Then I have a bit of magic happening over here on line number 31 in this before install line, which will be auto generated, so I'm removing it right now. And the other things over here are primarily around how to copy over the file from your successful Travis build to your DO instance. If you see, there are a couple of other files. There is this deploy key enc file which is encrypted and we cannot really see it or make any sense out of it. Then there is this deploy key which I will get to in a short while. Let me just go ahead and delete the current content of this file. Let's go back to DO and see if we are all set up. Looks like the instance is up and running, so I'll copy over this IP, go to my terminal and SSH into it. Since it's CentOS, all instances are created with the root user. I SSH over here. And I'm in the machine. Now, typically whenever I try to do any SCPs or any kind of application that I'm running, I try not to do it with my root user. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and create a new user by the name deploy. I don't want to set any password for this because I want him to be able to access the machine without entering a password like a headless user. So I'm going to add him to the wheel group so that he can use the sudo command. And not require him to enter a password whenever I do a sudo on it. So for that, I'll just go ahead and remove the requirement for password on all wheel group users. Over here, comment out this line. Alright, we are almost done. Let's switch to the newly created user. Go to his home path, see if he is able to use sudo without the need for a password. Looks like it works. The file was created with the wrong extension, but anyway I don't need it, so I'm going to delete this. Yes please. Now that this is done, this user needs to be able to log in via SSH. So for that, I'm going to create a SSH SSH keygen pair. This is a fairly standard command. You can Google about it and find it out. I'm not going to change anything over here. That is that. So now we have two files in the .ssh folder. One is the id_rsa and one is the id_rsa.pub. Think of it like this. So ID underscore RSA is the key that will be presented by the guy who's trying to access this machine, and ID underscore RSA.pub is what it maps to, and you need to authorize this pub key, saying that if someone comes with this encrypted key which maps to this pub key, then he should be allowed to log in. So for that I need to add him to the authorized keys in this folder. So I'm going to take ID underscore RSA dot pub's content and put it in authorized underscore keys. One additional thing that I need to do is change the permissions of this newly created authorized keys file. That's that. Now that this is done, I have a couple of other things that I need to do. So since I'm creating a Node application, I need Node to be available over here, and I'll be running the application with PM2, so I need PM2 also available on this machine. So I'll just go ahead and install the two. So the quickest way of doing this, let's get the instructions from here. Should be down here, right around this. Yes. So I'm going to take the version. Did we miss something? Oh, we missed sudo. I guess we can just do this with the root user itself. So let's paste this in again. Now that is done, we will install Node.js. We have that. Now we will install PM2 under the deploy user. So let's switch back to deploy, go back to his home path, and PM I -g PM2. You can actually skip over these steps. These are primarily for my application to run. If you're not using a Node application, then you don't need to do any of this. Again, I missed sudo on this. Right now, if you go and look at the code over here in the Travis YAML file, you see that I'm deploying my code to the /var/www folder. So we will just create this over here. So mkdir -p var www, and give ownership of this folder to the user deploy. So let's just do this. There. So www owned by the user deploy. Right? Now, the last thing that we need to do is we need the RSA key that was generated for this user over here. So we will take this value from this server. Once we take this value, we need to go back to our code and put it into this file which we emptied out a bit earlier. Now, what do we do with this file? We'll get that in a minute. Okay, one other dependency that we need right now is to have the Travis CLI installed on your machine. So for that, it's a Ruby program or a Ruby gem as such, so you can install it with gem install Travis. My Travis account is already set up with GitHub, so I sign in with my GitHub account, so I can just go ahead and say Travis login, and it will ask for my GitHub username, my password, my two-factor authentication code which I get from my device, and I'm successfully logged into my Travis account. Now this is done. I need to encrypt this file that was created that contains the RSA key, because I obviously don't want my RSA key to be publicly available, so I need to be encrypted. So I'm going to encrypt this file, and this additional parameter add is going to update my Travis YAML file with the relevant decrypting command. Before I do this, let me do one quick thing. I'll go to my Travis account, on this same project, and delete these two keys just so that you can see how it's going on. So I don't have any keys over here. And I hit enter on this command. It's going to replace my current encrypted file, and it has made some changes to Travis YAML and has created and has updated the deploy key enc file. Now if you look into my git ignore, you will see that I'm not going to commit the deploy-key file which contains the actual RSA key. If you look at the Travis YAML, it has added this line. You remember he removed this a while ago, so it has added this line over here which says that it uses this 256 encryption AES 256 strategy to decrypt a file using these keys, and it echoes it out to the deploy-key. So this happens on your Travis build machine. The other thing I have to do is I have to update this IP address with my current DigitalOcean instance. So let me go there, copy this, and replace this IP in this code. You can have a look at this file from the Git repo. I'll have the link down in the description, so it shouldn't be a problem. You can pretty much just copy this over and use it as it is. You don't really have to worry about it. Right, I think we are about done with all the changes that we need to do. There are only two files that are modified. So let's go ahead and commit this. A demo. It's committed. I'm going to push this code and we'll switch to the Travis dashboard. There. The build is begun. It pulls my latest code, does its basic things, and starts the build. There you see, these are the two strings. They are secure variables that Travis decrypts it, and this string can be decrypted to the proper value only on my account. Even if you copy the string, it won't really help you much. Alright, looks like all of these steps are done, and if you look at this last line, it says it expanded the zip file, and it seems to have started the PM2 server, I hope. Let's have a look at our server. Right, let's SSH back in. Let's go and check our directory where it's supposed to expand everything out. There, all the new files have arrived. So we have seen how you can commit code to your Git repo, integrate it to your Travis account, and have it deployed to your DO instance. That's about it. Thank you.